Aries, this is Tasha, aka Mama Jim, aka Jim the Butterfly, and we need to light us a lucky incense, Aries. I want to say thank you to all my Aries that's been liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. Follow me on Instagram. If you don't already, take the time to do so. I am Jim, excuse me, GEM the Butterfly _ Tarot. On Instagram, I do provide their daily and weekend forecasts. All right. Personal readings. I will start by taking personal readings the weekend of July the 23rd. I appreciate your patience as I make this transition, or as I made this transition and continuing to, unpack and do all that good, great stuff. Whew, it's a lot. Also, as far as health readings are concerned, I just want to let you guys know that I do not do readings where I will give you a definitive, if you're looking for a definitive diagnosis to a medical problem, I do not do that. I will consider doing readings that will tell you what you need to do to help better your condition. But as far as calling me and asking me, do you do X, Y, and, not do I have X, Y, or Z? I'm not that type of reader. There are plenty of readers out there that will be more than happy to do those type of readings for you. I can't stress it enough. I do appreciate your patience and support of this channel. I do have new decks coming along. I have new spreads that I'll be using, some giveaways, some sales. I have just some bright ideas that I've been cultivating in my mind. So, thank you so much. I have the Wisdom for Healing cards and the Money and the Law of Attraction cards. All right. Still using the same Gilded Tarot. I absolutely love this deck. All right, guys, let's see what we have. One card for general, one card for advice, career, finance, love, and health for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, July 26th. Yes, and I also have been beginning to read in reversal. Spirit told me it was time, so I did. I obeyed. Aries, starting at the beginning. For general energy, sorry, just trying to make my cards look pretty. General energy this month, you have, wow, the Death card for you. So I feel like there are some things that are going to be you putting to an end. But I also feel like for you, it's more of a rebirth for you. I feel like you've actually, you're at the tail end of your death journey, spiritual journey. It's like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so that's a good thing. When it comes to career, you have the 5 of Pentacles. I feel like for some of you actually may be getting fired, and I hate to even bring that news to you, or if it's I do feel like it's fired. I'm hearing laid off. So maybe it's a layoff, And for some of you, I feel like it's something that you actually knew was coming. You were anticipating this layoff. I see this as someone probably handing you paperwork regarding your severance package. Maybe it was a temp job. That you're no longer needed within the temp job. For some of you, you may be actually leaving your department, like there's been some reorganization or restructuring within your company, excuse me, and you're having to move to another department. All right, so it's like you're having to enter a whole new learning curve when this starts to happen. You may have to relearn everything, meet new people. Maybe some of you actually may even be taking a pay cut right now. for whatever reason, if you had to move positions within a company, or from one company to another, you may start a new job, but you actually had to take a pay cut. But I feel like this pay cut, excuse me, if it's not a pay cut, it's more like considered like a lateral move. You may be moving into a position where you have more responsibility, or you go, yeah, definitely more responsibility, or you're going to be utilizing more skills. But I feel like the pay might be, I feel like you're losing something in return. So either if you're in a position where you're losing like shift differential, or you may lose a little bit of pay. I don't feel like it's a lot of pay that you're gonna be losing. Maybe going down like 50 cents, maybe $1, something like that. Or maybe you're moving from a job where it is more responsibility, but there is no increase in pay. So you do feel like you lost something, but on the other side, you feel like you've gained. Get a lot of things for this card. I feel that for some of you, yeah, for those who have been laid off, I feel like you feel like you've been left out in the cold with this. You don't like the way you don't like the way the company handled the layoff of people, because I feel like a lot of you guys have been with this company for a long time, or maybe you yourself you are a business owner, and you may have to leave. You may have to fire someone or let someone go for whatever. It may be for strictly financial purposes. It may not be because of their work that they actually have to get laid off. It may just be because of you can't afford to pay them, or maybe this company cannot afford to pay you what you're worth. Okay. But it does feel like that someone kind of you've been depending on someone, and they left you out in the cold. But like I said, it does feel like you felt like this was coming. This is not something that totally threw you off. But I felt like you were trying to ride this thing off, ride it till the wheels fell off. Okay, well, the wheels fell off. Okay, and so try to remain you know, you know, hell, it's hard, because I feel like you're going to be losing a little bit of money within the situation, but you're not that far from the six of Pentacles. So I do feel like you will have some people coming in to come to your aid regarding this situation. So, regardless if this is like unemployment, if you have maybe your spouse can pick up, because I feel like for some of you, your spouse is going to have to pick up a little bit extra financially to make ends meet until you can find something else. Finances, Ace of Cups. I feel like it's telling you to get creative. In spite of all of this that's going on, you need to get creative about how you make your money. You need to, if this layoff has not taken place, or this job transfer has not taken place, I feel like you need to be within this month really getting creative about what you're going to do with your money. You need to be trusting your intuition as far as where you put your money. If you've been feeling like if there are certain bills that you have that you've been like paying off, like instead of paying the whole balance, you've been doing like partial payments. But I feel like for some of you actually have the money in your bank account to do so. I feel like you need to go ahead and just go ahead and pay it off, because it will save you money in the long run. I feel like you've been feeling like you need to do that, but you've been a little afraid to do so. I feel like you need to go ahead and try to clear up any recurring debt that you created. And I'm not talking about like utility bills. If it's something like utility bills and it's not debt, I feel like you need to be taking this time to pay up on your utility bills in anticipation of any big changes. Love. What did I say? Oh wow, I told you the Six of Pentacles. Don't worry about like I said, as far as your job is concerned. I feel like everything is going to be good as far as finances when it comes to if you have to leave this job or separate from a job. Your spouse will be there. You have help. Like I told you, you have help. And if this is not help from your spouse, this is help from the community to offer you some type of financial support. So that's good. That helps you feel loved. It helps you feel appreciated. Um, Going back to the Ace of Cups, for those who have creative endeavors that you've been putting off, now is the time for you to really be getting into that. Okay, and putting your heart and soul in that. That's not to say to go blow your whole savings and start up some business, but a spark has been ignited within you. Your passions have been ignited. You know, you're exploring your options. All right. Health. Ace of Swords. I hear diabetes. And I feel like, and I don't know how I get, maybe because of the sword is a needle. I feel like for some of you, it's like a double-edged sword. Whatever you're going through, health issues, it's like you feel like, I feel like some of my Aries out there, you're feeling like one minute you feel like you have good handle. Okay, whatever this is, excuse me, I'm trying not to sneeze. Whatever this is, it feels like something chronic that you may have that requires daily maintenance, daily management of this condition. And it feels like to me that one day you feel like you have good control over it. The next day it feels very sporadic. It does not feel stable to me. Something feels labile. Um, and again, I do feel like it may be within your within your diabetes, and that this is something for someone who has to, maybe someone who has some type of condition that requires for them to inject something into their bodies. Um, you're coming to a realization that something is not working. Okay, and you may have been feeling like this for a while. I will say, if you've been feeling like this for a while, I feel like if you haven't been checked by the doctor, you just been taking the same thing over and over again, but you notice it's not, the chain is not working properly. You need to go to the doctor and talk to somebody about it, because I feel like you're coming to a realization that you cannot fix it on your own. Okay, even if this is something that doesn't have an established diagnosis, like you having like this ailment that you keep trying to treat at home, and it just keeps coming back. It feels recurring, like it keeps coming back and you can't get rid of it. Whatever it is, like, you need to go talk to somebody about it, because I feel like it's getting to the point you're seeing that, you know what, you cannot handle it on your own. You need to let a medical professional look at it. Okay? Whatever it is, it could be a wound. I would say for some of you, be careful. You may actually have to have, I feel like for some of you, may actually have to have emergency surgery this month, gallbladder especially. Be careful being around knives, cutting things. You may accidentally cut yourself. If you have accidentally cut yourself and you've been trying to attend to a wound and it just doesn't seem to be healing because you have diabetes, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you are you have someone to take a look at that. Something feels delayed, okay? But it takes you actually coming to the realization that that's what this Ace of Swords is talking about, this realization when it comes to health, excuse me, that something else has to be done. Okay, and this blue is you communicating that, maybe to your loved one, maybe to your doctor, a nurse friend, whoever, that something's not right. Okay. Advice, you have the Four of Wands. I feel like for you, this Four of Wands to me, I just keep hearing in order for things to grow, you have to cut some things away. For instance, like with flowers or with split ends with hair. That you know, if you want your hair, if you actually want to see your hair retain length, you have to be able to cut those split ends off. Those ends are, you know, it's keeping you from it. You've been growing your hair out, and for whatever reason, it doesn't look like your hair is getting any longer. And it's because you have these split ends, and the split ends are just continuing to split, 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 split. But once you cut those ends off of your hair starts to look healthier. It starts to feel better, look better. And I feel like that's what it's telling you, is that you have to cut certain things off in order for you to flourish. And hence the death card is right here up under the death card, which is the general energy for this month. So don't be afraid to cut certain things out of your life, in order to enhance it. Going back to health, if this is someone that has diabetes, don't be, you know, especially, I'm not talking about anybody that has like type 1. I'm talking about like adult onset diabetes that you can actually like diet control, whatever this is. I feel like this is something that you, maybe is high blood pressure or whatever it is. It's saying that don't be afraid to cut out what you need to eliminate to allow your life to flourish, allow your health to flourish at this time. So let's take a look and see what the money and the law of attraction cards are saying for my Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, July 2016. And I got to put my spectacles on because I can't half see, Aries. Hold on, babies. I can see my world through the eyes of Source. By choosing better feeling thoughts and by speaking more of what you do want and less of what you do not want, I will gently tune myself to the vibrational frequency of your broader perspective. To see your world through the eyes of Source is truly the most spectacular view of life. For from that vibrational vantage point, you are in alignment with and therefore in the process of attracting only what you would consider to be the very best of your world. Going back to this Ace of Cups, it's interesting, you have these two eyes here. There's an eye. I don't know if you guys can see that right here in the middle. And then we have this eye here at the very top with the Ace of Cups. This is telling you that you need to use your intuition. You need to access your higher self. You need to, for those who pray to a particular higher source, you need to be tapping into that power, and seeing your world through a greater perspective than what you are used to viewing it at now. And that is all about the death process. There is an awakening. It's like your eyes are being opened. You're laying certain things to rest that no longer serve you. I feel like that is also in regards to your money situation, or your career situation. Because this card here, the Five of Pentacles, is about, they're outside of a church. You know, it may not really look like it, but it's like stained glass, so to let you know that you're not in this situation by happenstance. This is all being designed, and you do have a hand in it. And I feel like the hand that you have in it is how you positive you keep your thoughts. And so realizing that, like I said, for instance, for a person who is maybe moving to a position and experiencing a lateral move, that recognizing the good in it, despite of, you know, you may have a little bit more responsibility, but think broader. Think that, you know what, you actually are in a position that you're learning more. This is going to be something that is going to make you more marketable in the future. So don't look at it as a semi demotion. This is actually a promotion in a sense for you, because you're being able to add certain skills up under your name. All right. And let's see. Well, this one, that was not me. I mean, that was me. Sorry. Wisdom for healing. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to. Excuse me. I hate to snort on camera. My nose. Aries. Okay, now that one popped out. This one says surrender to the divine. Divine. Today's lesson: identify one fear that you need to surrender unconditionally into the hands of the divine, with the emphasis on unconditional. This prayer can totally change your entire life. Your goal is to lift the burden of fear from your soul. Like I said, you know, for some of you that are going through this transition, career transition right now, things may seem bleak to you. But like I said, with these plants that wilter away, you have to cut off these dead plants in order for your plant to grow, because eventually it would overcome the rest of your plants and the rest of your life. You know, if you get caught up in this woe is me type of attitude, especially when it comes to your career with these big changes, because I do feel like you guys have big changes coming up in your career, that it's going to end up succumbing to if you allow it, it will succumb and take over every part of the other parts of your life. You do not want that to happen. You need to, like this card says, be able to see from a more broader view and realize this is just one part of the book. This is not the whole book. This is just a chapter. And I don't feel like it's even a chapter. I feel like it's a couple of pages in the chapter. Okay, this is something that is not is going to last for a long time. It feels very temporary to me, and you do have support. So it's not like you may feel like you're being pushed aside, but honestly, you're not being pushed aside to the point that you are going to be left completely out in the cold. I feel like I said, you're being pushed to the side in a sense, you know. You're being pushed to the side in a sense, but you also have somebody. As soon as you're being pushed to the side, you have somebody to come in and bring you back in. So it's not as bad as what you're feeling or what you think it is. Okay. So just try to keep your thoughts positive. Realize that you do have help. Definitely tap into your creative energy this month. I feel like it will definitely be beneficial for you, and it also be beneficial for you to use that energy to. I feel like for some of you that may be how you end up supplementing your income. So it's going to be really interesting for you, and you may actually discover something that you never thought that you would actually like do permanently or full time, and you may end up. I feel like there's potential there for you to have that passion grow. All right. So thank you so much, Aries. Have a wonderful July. I will see you again in August. All right. Thanks. Bye.